Take it from me, a billionaire with Paganis and Bugattis and Yescos and penthouses in the sky and a private jet. The second you have everything you want, you're going to want something else. One of the saddest days is when you realize you have everything you want and you lose that one day I hope to have. That's actually a fantastic feeling. That one day I hope to have, if I save up, maybe one day I'll get the feeling that you have right now. You need to enjoy it. Don't be mad that you don't have what you want, because once you have everything you want and you're sitting there with millions and millions and millions of dollars and there's nothing to buy, nothing excites you. You don't want to go shopping. You don't want to dream. All of it's done. You have everything. It's boring. Once that happens, you miss the days where you'd sit and go, man, if I save up, I can get that BMW or that $2 million watch. Wow, that's life-changing for me. Once you have everything, then you sit around with all your money and you think there's nothing to buy now but power. And that's why the rich people do what they do with politics, because there's not enough items on earth worth buying. And that's where people's minds get warped. That's where the bad things begin to happen. But if you're at home right now and you have a dream, car, a house, retiring your mother, a holiday, whatever it is, if you have a dream, enjoy the dream. Because the second that you have everything you've dreamt of, you're going to want something else. And even worse, once you've completed that cycle enough times, you're not going to want anything at all. And you're going to miss the days that you sat around like you're sitting right now wanting stuff. Humans are ungrateful, and hedonistic adaptation is a bitch. No matter how much you have, no matter how well you do, you're going to get used to it. And it's not going to feel fantastic anymore. This morning, I woke up and had a $400 cigar. My butlers had prepared my coffee. I enjoyed it before watching $60,000 to $70,000 worth of luggage get placed into a GLS Maybach. Walked out with my brother, who I adore, into a GLS Maybach, got inside. We drove to the private jet terminal. I got on a private plane, then landed in Dubai, where my second security team was waiting for me with branded Tate Escalades. Walked straight through passport control because I have a golden visa. Drove to see my two beautiful daughters, spent some time with each of them, living in a $15 million house, before going with my security team to my $14 million apartment to enjoy another $400 cigar. And now the day's almost over. And Tristan just said to me, this just all feels normal. Nobody gets to do this. Nobody gets to get escorted around by security teams and have all these expensive cars which are branded and all these different between 10 to 40 to $50 million properties that you can stay in. And everywhere you go, people say, Andrew Tate, wow, and shake your hand and know who you are. This all just feels completely normal. 10 years ago, we were absolute nobodies. And now this life is completely normal to us. And tomorrow I'm going to wake up and have another $400 cigar. And my other butler team, the one in Dubai as opposed to the one in Romania, are going to prepare my coffee before I get in my Bugatti and go off to work meetings and all these expensive buildings, talk to all these important people. And it feels like everyday life. Hedonistic adaptation is a bitch. No matter how fantastically you build your life, it's always going to feel normal. Even if you become a billionaire, it's going to feel completely normal to you. And sometimes you have to just slow down and remember that you're richer than everyone else. Think of the last thing that really stressed you out, really upset you. A few years ago, you were really stressed about that issue, that thing that went wrong, that thing that happened, and now you don't care. So you spent all that time and wasted all those days stressed and depressed about something you no longer care about at all, which means that you shouldn't care about any of the things you're currently stressed or depressed about, because in the future, you're not going to care about them either. And one day you're going to die, and you would have wasted days doing less than you could have done because you were concerned about shit that eventually you're not going to be concerned about. It's sunny outside. You understand? It's sunny. Your arms work. Cheer up. I know it's easier to say than actually do, to blink and cure your brain and instantly be unaffected by things. But you need to understand that time's a healer, and it all works out in the end. And the most crazy thing about life is all the things that happen that you hate, that are bad, in the end, you're glad they happened. Think how much you grew as a person. That's what life's about. It's the journey. If you're not growing, if you're not changing, if there's no dark, there is no light. There is no light at all. All of the bad things are light. The heartbreak is love. You need to have the ability to care about things enough to get things done. You don't want to sit around doing nothing. But also, when the time comes, when it's sunny and you're sitting in Dubai enjoying your life, that you can just turn your brain off and stop caring about any of it. Selective. Your outrage, your personal resentment needs to be selected. You turn it on, you turn it off. And that is the secret to a fantastic life and winning all of the time. I really believe God's given me one of the best lives, and I can't complain about anything bad that's happened. I'm truly thankful for all. Thank you, God, for that difficult time. I think if a couple bad things happen to you, you should be intelligent enough to realize that eventually you're going to get over it and you're going to learn an important lesson. It's going to change you in the correct direction. And Allah's the best of planners, and He knows what you need to learn. There's no easy way to learn a lesson. You have to learn the hard way. So God gives us lessons via difficulty. Because if I told you, if I just said, hey, this is how the world works, you go, yeah, yeah. But when I show you, when you feel it, you have to feel it to believe it. So God will give you a difficult time so you learn your lessons. And the lessons are very important for you to be the person who you need to be in this life. I'm thankful for all the lessons He's given me. He's bestowed knowledge upon me. How could I not be grateful to God for making me so intelligent and wise? How did I know how the world works? You have to have difficulty happening to you all the time. So when you sit and say, I want an easy life, what you're saying is you're a dummy. You want to stay a dummy. I want an easy life, and I don't want anything bad to happen to me, because even though it will teach me lessons, I'm too big of I can't handle the emotional pain. So you want to stay a dumbass. If I want to be smart, then hurt me. All of the wisdom I have, all of this knowledge I speak, all of these things I say have been learned through basically difficulty of life. All of my lessons have been bad things, bad events, bad situations, pain, suffering, anger. All of these horrible emotions are how I've learned everything. So I thank God for giving them to me. And anyone who wants an easy life wants to stay a dummy. What do you learn if you just get money, you sleep with some girls, you go to some restaurants? What do you learn about anything? Once you understand all of the bad things and good things that come into your life are a perfect plan from God Himself, you're going to be a lot less affected by the bad things. In the end, you're going to be happy it happened. I often ask people, is there anything bad that's happened to you in the past at the time you were distraught about that you now wish didn't even happen? And truthfully, you're like, no, I'm kind of glad it all happened because of, right? If you know in a year from now you'll be glad it happened, why be upset about it happening now? You have to be cerebral enough about things. And I think if you take these approaches, it's pretty easy to be a happy, contented, balanced person. I don't think there's any serious magic to happiness. I think it's a choice, and it's pretty easy to do. You often find that people who are struggling but know exactly what they're supposed to do, if they're getting up every day and they're grinding and don't have what they want yet, but they believe they're going to get it, and they're trying their very best and they're dedicating themselves, they're very happy. Perhaps the people who are born with a trust fund and unlimited money and have no struggles in their life are truly the miserable ones. I think that a lot of people don't understand that it's all of the challenges and struggles that's going to make them, it's either going to make or break them. They took some of the most stressed people in the world, CEOs, etc. And the ones who believed that stress was really bad for them were dying earlier because of the cortisol inside of their blood. But the ones who believed that stress was good for them and it made them perform, I perform under pressure, stress is good for me, they were living longer. So the same drug inside of their blood, how they framed it inside of their mind had different effects on their body. Every time I feel stressed or under pressure, I get excited. But what you have to do is frame it inside of your mind and understand that all of those problems are going to allow you, give you the fuel, the unlimited motivation that you need to become a successful and beautiful individual if you frame it in the right way. The best men in the world have gone through shit. So the best thing you can do as a man is look and go, okay, I feel negative because these are all so difficult. I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. Let me internalize all of that and turn it into a superpower. Let me become genuinely uncomfortable with my situation in life and go and fix things. Because like I said, the universe is absolutely and utterly very giving. And if you truly hated being in the position you were in, you wouldn't be there very long. People think when bad things happen to them, somehow they're a victim to the universe and bad things only happen to me and this is so terrible. They don't understand that bad things happen to everybody. And the most successful person you know had all those probably at least the same bad things happen to them. They just framed it differently and used it. So many men say to me, oh, how I don't feel happy. I'm like, so? You think I'm happy? I got nearly $1 billion. I'm still stressed. I got criminal convictions, work to do. I was up at 6 a.m. I got to go here. I got to go there. I've got to train. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. At what point do you think you've earned the right to wake up as a man and feel happy? Losers have this problem with temporary motivation. A loser will come and say, I really want to change my life. And they'll mean what they say for about 2 days. And then they're happy to go back to being a loser again. And that's why they never escape. They never get the terminal velocity required to break free from the atmosphere of mediocrity. I'm conditioned to win, but I'm not going to lie and pretend that that mindset means I live stress-free because I'm looking for problems to solve because I'm looking for money to make. I'm looking to win. Everybody is the exact same amount of stressed and anxious. Nobody is less depressed than you are. Nobody is going through life with less worries than you have. We feel the same. So for that reason, why not have a huge empire? You think that if you don't try very hard, you won't have worries and stress. If you don't put yourself out there, you don't take risks, you don't have to worry about it all going wrong. But now you're just stressed and worried about the bills. And now you're mad that your car broke down and everyone else drives Lamborghinis. Don't you understand that you can either be stressed and miserable and worried about the fact that your massive monumental empire might be collapsing around you because federal agencies are after you? And you'd be one of the most famous men in the world, and you can have all the stress and anxiety and pressure that comes with that. Or you can have all the stress, anxiety, and pressure that comes with sitting in the commute on your way to your bullshit job in Starbucks, depressed because your car is crap and you can't get a girlfriend. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be anxious all of the time, no matter what you do. So why not use your time to build a massive empire? And at least then it's worth being stressed and anxious and depressed. Happiness doesn't exist. Forget the happiness. You're never going to feel that way. So the way you feel right now is worth it if you have a massive empire, and it's not worth it if you don't. There is no such thing as building this fantastic dream life where you don't feel that way. You're going to feel like shit no matter what you do. So just go in. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? I'm happy to be anxious and worried and nervous. I'm happy to have all those things because I have a fantastically large empire. It's worth it. I would not be happy to feel that way if I had your life. You know, I always found the one thing that was always amazing to me, and this happened to me even just the other day. I'll be driving one of my 59 supercars, and it's raining, and it's dark, and I see people at a bus stop, and I'm at the traffic light. I'm like, it's freezing, and it's nighttime, and you can't afford an Uber. If that won't motivate you, I don't know what will. You're going to stand there for 45 minutes in the freezing cold and waste your time to save a couple dollars on Uber, and you're just fine with that, and you're going to come home, took the bus today, and you don't feel panic to get rich. Born to lose. Born to lose. If that won't motivate you, especially as my 5.2 liter V10 Lamborghini is humming right next to you standing there. And you're standing there with your coat on, your hood up. When the bus will come. It's been a while today. Born to lose. I'm about to tell you exactly why you are guaranteed to win if you are watching this video. Because you are trying to improve your life. You're trying to make something of yourself. Most people don't even try. And that is why anybody who tries is absolutely guaranteed to win, because most people aren't trying at all. Every single car around me is owned by a trier. There's some guy out there, I don't know who it is, who has one of the most famous cars in the world, Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, 812 competition. This is all owned by triers. People who had an idea and thought, I'm going to dedicate myself to this idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to dedicate myself and I'm going to try my very best and see what happens. And the miracle of trying is that most people don't try at all. You can walk into the diamond mine and scoop up the diamonds because most people are too lazy to walk in. If you are watching this, if you are prepared to dedicate yourself, if you're prepared to try, you are going to win because most people never do. And once you get to the top, you're going to understand it was doable. And the people crying and lamenting that their life sucks at the bottom, to a degree, deserve it. This is why people at the bottom were like, oh, the rich don't help the poor. The rich try and help the poor, but you can't help people who won't help themselves because they didn't try when everyone who's up here did try. It's an elite club of triers.